What up? What up? What's going on? Still over here hoping my mic will work. It just gave up the ghost one day. I don't know. What up, y'all? Welcome to the live. If you're joining us from YouTube, what's going on? My name is Brother Legend. Welcome. Tap like. If you're in here on TikTok. Everybody on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feeling. I do this live almost every day. To be notified, go to my TikTok page, tap in the top right corner where you see the notification bell to be notified every time I go live. Appreciate you, Brother Jay. What's going on? Somebody said we're about to get a lot of crazy people. Oh, man. That's all I do is get crazy people. Oops, I just locked my phone. I hope y'all can hear me. What's going on? Black culture shouldn't be shared with anybody but us. I hear you. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Who should we share it with, y'all? Appreciate you, Jay. I changed the little live goal. I hope my phone don't mess up, but I changed the live goal. So now y'all can send flame emojis through instead of the hearts. We're gonna let people up here when we get to 2K likes. We get to 2K. Keep sending them through. Appreciate y'all. First question is no. Okay. First question is no. I'm getting a lot of no's. Y'all sure y'all ain't racist? Excuse me, getting a lot of no's. Y'all are so mean. You mean everyone's not entitled to our culture? Whole lot of no's. They're like, no way. Hell no. Y'all tired of sharing, huh? Sharing is the problem. Sharing is the reason I'm not excited about 50 years of hip hop. We tired of sharing. I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna bring some people up here.
Hello.
Hello. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
18. I am black and she, her.
All right. Welcome to the live. Go ahead, talk to us.
So the first one is no, and the second one is it depends.
Okay. So elaborate. What makes you say no to the first one?
I feel like when we share our culture with other people, they take it and they use it in a derogatory way. Like, the way they mimic us, the hairstyles, everything. It's no.
Okay. Uh, and why do you say it depends for the second one?
The second one, I feel like hip hop, depending on what you're rapping about, could have a positive impact on the black, a very positive look on the black community because of the stuff they're rapping about.
So what has been positive about hip hop's impact on the black community?
Nas, Tupac, rappers that I noticed it was mainly older rappers that rapped about stuff that actually matters. Can you stop? Sorry, I noticed it was older rappers that mainly rapped about stuff that mattered, and then like the younger ones, they don't tend to rap about anything that matters. They just rap about, drugs, money, like that doesn't really impact the younger generation because then they go out and they go do what they hear because they see a bad impact or hear.
Okay, and
Yeah.
why do you think that is?
Majority of the time it's mainly when the ones that do what the music says is because they don't have father figures in their life, and they
All
use
the
these
time.
rappers as fathers and they visualize them as fathers and go do what they're saying in their songs.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting take. I would say some of the older rappers were missing father figures too. But um, I think the difference in the industry now is that we have lost control of it. The way we had in the '90s. In the '90s, you sound young, so I don't know if you was there, but
I'm 18.
okay. So,
Yeah.
well, you said you 18?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you wasn't there. But it's wild because just yesterday we were 18, but you'll see what I mean in a few years. Anyway, um, in the '90s, hip hop was primarily for black people. Like the same way like Barbie is for girls and like video games are for boys. Like it was marketed that way, but kind of also started just for us. Like it was our thing. Like then Lipians had their rock and their Green Day and whatever they had going on over there. Like we ain't even we would watch VH1 and it would have a hip hop video, and then when they go to commercial, you knew to change the channel because they about to put that other stuff on there. We not doing that. Um, Eventually, like in like the 2000s, things started to blend together, and it became not about us representing and speaking to our own people, but more about what's going to get money from white people because they have more money to spend at concerts and other things. So we started to see, Lil Wayne started like having a rock aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? Have his guitar, his skateboards. We started to see more of that gym class heroes. It started to like blend more. But yeah, we kind of lost control of it, I would say. I would say money is the primary focus. And there was a time where rappers weren't billionaires, too. Rap wasn't as profitable back then.
Um, I agree on some parts, but I feel like sometimes black people, the rappers now, I feel like they just rap what's trending. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like they're. Oh my gosh, yeah, you can let somebody else talk.
Okay. I feel like they rap what's trendy, too. But
That
I always have the critical thinking. You know me on this live, especially y'all. We always gonna think critically. We don't just say, "I think they're just rapping trendy." We have to ask ourselves why it's a trend. Why is it a trend to talk about unaliving yourself? Why is it a trend to sound the way you sound? Like it's a thing. Right. Someone put it in the comments. It's money. You know what I'm
that's it.
saying? Like it became more about money than message. Um, and money means white money. So let me go to the next guest. Anastasia, give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
Okay, I'm 20, she, her, and I'm black.
All right, talk to us.
All right, should black culture be shared with non-black people? No, never. I think it's been stolen like so many times that we just should not have to share anymore. And I mean, I don't walk around with like a hijab or anything like that, that would be wrong. So let's keep the edges off.
Uh huh.
And does hip hop benefit the black community? Even as somebody who makes like rap music myself, I would have to say no because even when these like black artists are getting to that point where they're getting a lot of recognition and they know they have a community of black like younger generation following them and listening to them, they're still not spreading any knowledge or getting to the top and putting anybody on. They're not saying anything valuable to like the
Hmm.
younger kids or anything like that. Like why are you 30 telling people to go pop perks and stuff like that. You know, that don't make no sense.
You feel me?
So, yeah, I would have to disagree with that.
Yeah.
But I came here because I need to ask you a question. I know it has nothing to do with your live right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I joined a live and they were saying, why can't black people be racist? But it was a black woman and she said that black people can be racist. And I'm like, I'm sitting here trying to tell her how they can't, but she's telling me how they can. And I'm like, how do I come back at this?
Oh, I see. I would just, I mean, there's many different ways you can take it. But the one that puzzles me the most, that is like a clear sign of cognitive dissonance, is like, who are you defending with this statement? Like, what nation of people is being oppressed by black people that you're speaking up for right now? Like, who are you defending? Like, where are these oppressed non-black people being subjugated to a racial hierarchy where black people are superior? Like, who are
It
you
gets
Yeah.
even
them.
fighting for? Like, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, it gets them every time when you just say, how can the YT community wield 450 plus years over black people, and all of a sudden now I have that same level of power? How is that even possible? So it's an understanding of the power structure and how it affects the system. But what would be the benefit of black people being racist? What do we benefit from playing a part of that system? We get nothing out of it. There's absolutely no benefit in our oppression because our oppression is their money. So if you really want to think about it, it really is a power dynamic and it's a power play. And with people like that, like Black Swan, me, Liv, we were on a live earlier with like a group of people that were so they had such a cognitive distance of being black, and it's really weird when you're talking to that kind of people because they really don't understand the power structure themselves. And so they'll literally think they're just as empowered as a YT person. But when you break down the historical context and even the present level of oppression that black people are experiencing, everybody will say, I get that. But interpersonal means nothing when you got a Karen, Karen's tears unalive black people. You show me where a
Right.
black person called the police and people are unalive. So it's a level of understanding the power structure. That's it. Just ask her in that regard. Think about it, write it down, and ask her, how is it that a group of our community can be oppressed for well over 450 years and all of a sudden now we can wield the power that the white man has had for well over 450 years?
Well, I like that. I'm gonna get her next time. I'm gonna get her next
That's
time.
real, cause yeah, that's a wild way to like break it down too, D. Cause you're saying like basically how to, if that's true, right? We can list the ways white people benefit from racism. So list the ways black people benefit from racism. Like, list the ways.
They're not
It's,
gonna be able to do
you
that.
can't do that. Like,
Right.
so you could say even on an interpersonal level, cool, but does that benefit that person in the moment? Like, how does it benefit them? That's wild. Yeah, that's real.
Well, thank you guys. Thank y'all for that. I'm gonna drop down.
All right,
And ask her for an
sister.
example of black people being racist to white people and watch her don't have one.
Girl,
Mm-hmm.
they came up with some. They said that this white T man worked in like a predominantly black factory, and he was getting bullied.
Oh yeah, I
That's
heard
what I was
about that. That
told.
was a long time ago. They're talking about like a while ago, right? Like, I heard about
Yeah, but
that.
he just said this yesterday. I think he took it from somebody else because I've heard that
But
Uh,
example
even
used
that
before.
isn't racism because once he contacts EEOC, he is now not only empowered, he's backed up. So if he's fired, and then he can even sue the company. So we have to understand the dynamic of a black boy going over his friend's house, that's YT, and being unalived, and being his body being left in a sugarcane field, and the white family being let go by police, not even investigated, and they moved out of the house and out of the town. So it's the dynamic we talk about. The Bumble, the young black girl that went on a date with the YT man, ended up, they said she slept with him, but it looks like she was great and unalived. And this YT man walked away. And this year, Rasheem Carter, I tell everybody, go look up Rasheem Carter, black man sent to another town, a sundown town, unbeknownst to him, for work, and he's unalived, and no one has been arrested. And his body
mm-hmm.
parts are still being
Wow.
found. So our lives with racism are put on the line. What YT person's life is put on the line, not their feelings. I don't give a damn about feelings because feelings can get hurt every day. I can tell you to shut the hell up and I hurt your feelings. But that does not affect your livelihood, your income, or how you move socially or economically. You have white people that can tell you where you can live and where you can't. And I'm going to shut up, brother.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
You cooking?
That's real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can go in all day. Appreciate you though.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks for
guys.
coming up. All right, one love. Go to the next guest. I think we got Scotty Irish. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm older right here. I'm like 40, man. I'm white, from New York originally.
Hmm.
Just jumping on, saying hi, seeing what's going on. I like hearing topics and listening, man. I'm always about listening. One thing I will say is, culture should 100%, definitely should be shared. I mean, I think all culture is beautiful, and and honestly, I think that's what makes America great. The little bit of parts that are great, right, is to be able to have all that culture and to be able to experience all that different cultures. I've had the luxury to travel around the country and be able to experience different cultures from the East Coast to the Southern hospitality, and from the to the West Coast, which is kind of a different story. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? So I mean, I've been all around, and and I love all people, man. You know what I mean? And when I look at racism, I look at racism as it's an education form, but what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just I think people just need to stop talking about it one day. You know what I mean? And I think at the end of the day, we get through that. I do. I think racism culture is a lot of different people, and at the end of the day, I could tell you a lot of bad things about Irish people. You know what I mean? That can fall just the same line as other histories. You know what I mean? But it's not about the educational purposes. America in itself, I think we have the opportunity, to just love humans. You know what I mean? And just take the race out of the equation. Racism is always going to be there because there's hated people. People suck. People are hated. There's people that got a lot of hate in their heart, unfortunately. You know what I mean? But that's not going to matter if you're in America, another country, what state, what nationality. I could tell you I've been around some of the, best, African Americans in the world that, or, probably feel like brothers to me, to be honest with you. And I could tell you I've been around Spanish people that feel like brothers to me, you know what I mean? And I could tell you every one of their cultures are some of the best things I've ever experienced. I mean, I could tell you going down to Georgia, you know what I mean? The Southern hospitality, I mean, you can't beat it. You can't beat the love that the people show. You can't beat the culture that they give. I mean, the food, I can't tell you how much I love the culture and everybody's food. I mean, just that alone. But I
I
mean,
have
just
two questions.
the people is to see that love, to see that care, to see the roots and the stories and to hear, just people in general and that culture aspect. That's something that's amazing. And that's something that, you know what I mean? Honestly, I want to hear more about. I think the black culture is a beautiful culture.
Land is
I think
somewhere.
hip hop, I think hip hop is awesome as well. I mean, I grew up on old school hip hop, you know what I mean? From back in the day, me being old, but at the end of the day, everybody deserves to listen to that culture. The difference between hip hop music from then and now is just we forgot this we stopped telling stories. You know what I mean? That was the beauty of music. Beauty of music was it told a story about a culture, it told a story about a person, it told a story about a way of life. So to be able to hear those stories and to be able to understand that, to get a glimpse of that, I think that's special. I think that's amazing. And to get rid of something like that, I think defeats the whole purpose
Do
of,
you believe
what America is
that? Do you
about.
believe that black people should be able to participate in white culture?
I think that's kind of a weird question. I mean, I guess I don't look at color as race. I think as everybody should be part of everything. Absolutely. I mean,
So,
I
can I
think
be part of like enslaving Irish people and giving my last name?
can you be part of
I
enslaving Irish people?
Yeah, yeah. Can I make them like I don't know? They can't work in the sun. They'd be no good. So maybe could I make them like work in caves or mines or something like underground, some type of like I'm thinking maybe. Then again, you know what? There's no mines or minerals or resources at all in Ireland. Damn. Um, I don't know. Maybe some underwater cave or something like that. Can I make them go down there and like um I don't know, collect fish. I don't know. I
I
don't know
get.
what they would do to be
I
honest.
guess I
But
apologize. I
what
guess.
could I do
Yeah.
something like that and then like have unconsensual relations with their mothers and give them my last name? Because that's been the culture that was shared with us. We didn't want it, but my wife's last name is Irish.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I apologize for not understanding the question. I guess those terms to me are non-existent. I think you have the opportunity to work and do and what you choose to do. Just like I have the opportunity to work and choose and do what I need
I
to do.
have two questions. The first
Yeah, go
question
ahead.
is who invented rock and roll?
Who invented rock and roll?
Yep.
To me, I mean, I ain't
Was
gonna
it a
lie. I'm a
black
gen.
person? Was it a white person?
I mean, I don't want to say something I'm not
No, I'm
educated
asking you a
towards.
question. Who invented rock
No,
and roll?
well,
So,
well,
okay,
again,
you don't want
hold
to
on, hold
answer
on, hold
that
on.
question.
Go ahead. All I'm trying to say is that I
Okay,
really don't
so
know the
hold
answer, and
on,
I don't want to
hold
give you the
on.
wrong
If you don't
answer.
want to answer that question, answer
Yeah,
my
yeah,
second question. What's
please.
under Central Park?
What's under Central Park? I mean, well, Central Park in itself is an island. You're talking about sewer systems.
You
You're
can't
talking
do New
about
York. What's
railroads,
under
right?
Central Park?
I mean, I guess railroad stations, the underground. You got more people that live under there, correct?
He walks on top of a town that is a black town every day, and he talks about sharing cultures.
Nah, see, I don't live in Manhattan. I haven't lived in the city in a very long time.
Look
Originally
Look up
on New
from
Senate.
Long
York.
Island.
Look up
That's the
the
second
origin
of
of
all.
Seneca Village.
And this is the thing. Look, I'm not here trying to argue with people. I'm trying to say that I believe in all cultures. This ain't me coming in here trying to argue and
We
try to
we
start
don't feel
something.
like you're trying to argue.
Oh no, no, I understand that. I'm just trying to have a discussion. I mean, I guess the lessons I learned, what I mean, are a little different, to where I understand. To me,
Let
I
me
got a
explain this
best
better to
friend.
you.
I have a
So
best
rock
friend.
and roll. Hold on, stop,
Oh,
because
go ahead, please.
you're long winded.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
rock and roll was invented by black people, and
yeah.
it was just music, right? And just to be shared. But where is the representation now? When we talk about music, and I'm gonna use music because it's a great example. It was just music. It was culture to be shared. And now you see YT people take over. See, y'all don't share, y'all take. You don't share shit. So why
Fact.
do you feel like something should be shared when you've given nothing? You shared
Yeah,
nothing.
see, I
Can we
guess
share
y'all. I don't
colonization?
feel like I
Can
should
we
be part of
share? Can
y'all
we share
conversation,
going in
but
and telling you where you can and cannot live? Can we go and share how we can just take your wealth away, burn down your cities and your houses? Y'all keep talking about this sharing, but y'all don't give anything. What has YT people given black people? Where's the exchange?
see, I guess when I hear those conversations, I think differently. I mean, I don't understand this why is me. For one, I'm not that person. You know what I mean? I don't control. I don't have say of who lives where, who does what. The color of my race has nothing to do with slavery, and the color of race has nothing to do with
Yes, it
anything of
does.
that. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely, I was
So
not
Are you
part
a
of that.
racist?
Man, why would I be a racist? I'm a racist towards
That's the
anybody
best question,
when it
brother.
comes to it. But let me explain this. The Irish, for one, they were the first slavery that came into New York City, right?
No, they weren't.
That's a fact. Yes, they
They were
were.
indentured
No,
servants.
they weren't. They were indentured
Well,
servants.
if you look them up, it was the first 100 Irish
And they
people that
weren't
came in
slave
on a
because they
boat
were
that were
Irish.
for
They were
slaves.
slave because they owed a debt. And
Again,
also, it wasn't
and then when you
race-based
look
chattel
at and then when you
slavery.
look
Their
at
children weren't
African
born as
Americans,
slaves.
I guess I get confused when I think about, and again, I don't even want to try to get into a topic like this, but at the end of the day, it's like, we gotta understand history. History is what made us. That's a fact. I'm not saying that. But what you guys got to understand is, like, I'm not here to try to change a topic
Don't
or change
understand
an
nothing.
understanding.
What did you share with your friends when they were sharing their culture with you? What you share with them?
I share
You just
everything.
talked
I
about they
share.
were my
I guess.
brothers.
I
They were
guess
like
I
my
don't have a
brothers.
culture.
What
I don't
did
have
you
a culture.
share? You went over there and ate their food. You went over there and shared their culture, their music. You enjoyed everything about their
And
culture.
they and they and
What
they
did you
enjoy my
share?
food. They enjoy my love. They
What was
enjoy
your
my
food?
family.
What was your
Like, I
culture?
don't
You didn't share
understand what you're
nothing.
trying to
You just
say.
talked about how you took from other people. That's all you did. You didn't even realize it.
What
In the
did I
midst of you,
take? What did
hold
you
on.
say
See,
I
you
took?
gotta
When did I
stop
say I took
talking.
something?
Stop talking. We can sing at the same time. Can't talk at the same time. You said you enjoyed all these different. You have all these friends, and you enjoyed all their
Absolutely.
culture. So then, what did
And
you
I
give
enjoy
them?
my culture as well. But why can't I enjoy everybody's culture? Why can't people just enjoy people? Why
But
can't
see, that's
people
what I'm
just?
saying. You're not letting anyone enjoy your culture.
How do you know
You see
what
what I'm
I'm not
saying?
allowing? What do you understand? But what do you mean I don't
Because D
allow? I
just
mean,
asked you that. D just asked you
but
that.
but well, but when but you guys didn't allow me to answer. For one, this is the thing. My culture, I don't have a set culture. Okay, I'm from America. I'm from hard times, good times. I'm from who I am today is from what I am, and I built myself as the man I am today.
So why would you
So
want
understand this.
Irish?
So as
So why
far as culture, people, People are always part of my culture. I open my house up to everybody. You know what I
But
mean?
yet you have Irish in your name, though.
Absolutely, because you know why? My father, who passed away, named me that when I was 5 years old. He called me Scotty Irish. That's a nickname. That's just what it is. People have nicknames, and that's
But
just
that's
what
what
it
we.
is.
But that's
But
what
it's
we
got nothing to
have.
do with the Irish culture. I'm not from Ireland. That's a nickname, and I'm allowed to call myself that because that's who it is. Life is good like that. I can do what I want. You know what I mean? And I'm going to figure it
It's
out.
right.
But I guess what you
Right, yeah. I
understand
mean, you're
is,
just telling us about your privilege. I mean, share
but
the
what
culture
privilege?
where
What
every
privilege is
industry
there?
in the country is ran and controlled by a white individual at the highest rungs. Like
I I
where
guess the
is
guy I
that
work
part
for
of the
is
culture? Like,
a great
can we
African
get more
American guy
black
that's successful.
CEOs?
So
Can
I
we share
guess
in that culture? Can we share in the CEO
absolutely.
culture?
But you guys
Like,
have already been
you know
there.
what I'm saying?
I have already
Sharing the
been there.
culture
Every
where
culture has already been
like
there.
you yourself, you travel
What
all
culture has
around
not been around here?
America. Why can't I travel all around America freely and not have to
You
think
could.
about?
You
No, I
can.
can't.
Why can't
You
you?
said you went to go
Why
see
can't you?
Southern hospitality has always been a threat to someone that looks like me. I don't feel safe around Southern hospitality. I'm sorry.
Well, the fact
That
that you
and
can't
that's just
travel,
a
that's on
fact.
your end. That's not my end. I mean, that's
Nah,
just what it is.
that is on your
What?
end. You just want to not admit that that's part of your privilege.
See,
And see,
the
that's what
privilege
I'm
is
saying.
I have a beautiful black African American that travels with me. You see what I'm saying? That's what you don't
Why you
understand.
up here? That's why you up here.
I see
That's why you
leaders
up
that
here.
are
That's
doing
why you
better
up
than
here.
you can
The
even
privilege
imagine.
of
The
that
problem
black
is
woman on side of you, that privilege of that black woman on
take
side of
away
you
the
is to make
race
you
and
feel
just look at the
entitled to a
people.
space that you're not even
I was
familiar
just
with.
about to
It
say
makes
that.
you feel like you can come up here and speak on something as if you knew so much. Your privilege or
I don't
proximity or
know
your
crap.
penetration to
That's
that
the
black
reason why I
woman
just
does
said I would
not
love
mean
to
you
But
know
why
hang
would
with
you
anything
you.
come up
about black
here
culture.
if you
Why
didn't know
can't I
none?
can't
If you didn't know about the discussion that brother has on his page? Why come up here and then even mention that you have a black friend or a black girlfriend
Okay,
or
listen.
anything like that?
The discussion said, do you think that the culture should be shared? I do believe that. The discussion asked, is hip hop a benefit? I do believe that. So
You
why
know
can't it
who
be part of
else?
that discussion? I
Like
don't get it.
slave holders used to have a lot of people that travel with them too.
Don't know. Not a
I'm
slave
just saying
owner.
you're not
Never been
reversing any
there. Don't
traditions by
understand it. Don't
saying
know it.
you travel
Not
with
part of
an
my
African
culture.
American. I'm pretty sure Chicken George traveled with Master many a times.
Well, you know what I travel with? I travel with a brother. That's his name. It's a brother to me, all right? And that's just
Oh
what it
God.
is. I get it. Hey, look, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean you sound like the same old, but you
That's
think you're
right.
Brother, he
different.
was about to
I
say a
guess. Well, I
boy. But he called
apologize for
himself.
upsetting everybody. That wasn't the whole term of this
Upset us. You
conversation.
gotta get in the tub first. You can't upset me unwashed.
No, I get it. Well, at the end of the day, look, all I'm saying is, it is a good culture. People deserve to understand cultures and learn
Oh,
different cultures out there. That's
partook
all
in
I
it.
was trying to say, man. I
That's what
apologize if
colonizers
you
think.
guys don't understand that. I'm just trying
That's
to
what
say that's all
colonizers
it is.
think. Colonizers think they can take part of any culture that they want.
Yeah, well,
Meanwhile, they've misnamed rivers in whole countries.
again, you're talking to
You know
someone else.
India
That's
got
not
a
me.
name. Like everybody look up how India got its name. It's just because some white people came there and didn't know that they were talking about the name of a river, and so they named the whole country after a river. Like it's this sharing culture, which really is just colonizing. And basically, we're telling you not to colonize. And I don't know, you got this whole superiority
I guess
complex
but I
to
guess
tell
you guys
us
are
that
assuming that I'm
we
this person.
deserve.
Like I don't
Like I can't
understand that
imagine
point.
going on. Can y'all hold on, Mr. Mayonnaise? Can anyone, brothers or sisters, can y'all imagine going on to an Asian person's live, right, where they're talking about should they share their culture with other people, right, and then coming
God
up
no.
on that live and then giving pushback when they tell you that they don't want to share their culture with you? Can you imagine that? Can you
I'm gonna
imagine how
push
No.
it
sick you
back
gotta
on
be
that.
in the head? How detached from like empathy you gotta be? And this is what the show highlights frequently when the Thin Lipians come up here. It shows
Hey,
us how much empathy they lack for us, how much that superiority they feel when they come in our
I
spaces.
apologize you
Because
feel that way because that's not
because
the
I cannot
intention. That's not the way.
I
Hold up.
cannot imagine going in an Asian live and talking about everyone should be able
I hear
to
you.
take part in your culture. I can't imagine that. That is wild.
I tell you
It's
this. I
wild.
tell you this. I
Imagine
guess I
going on
wasn't.
somebody. Hold on. Can you imagine going on somebody else's platform and not being able to control yourself when he's speaking. He's the host. This is his space. And you keep trying to cut and chime in. That's your level of entitlement and privilege speaking and jumping out of this stuff right now. But I know we activated that racist demon in you, so you don't know how to maintain. Because I got a black woman. We know. We know y'all want proximity with her so bad.
Nah,
Like, it's so weird.
nah, I'm just a person that just loves people, man. That's all it
You
is. I'm
don't
not
love
trying to
nobody.
disrespect
You
nobody.
you
Because
won't
you,
be as loud as us. You will not be as loud as us.
Nah, hey, look, I'm not trying again. It wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just saw a topic. I tried to jump
ignorance
in.
is
It wasn't
always
trying to be
Who being
annoying.
disrespectful.
on here
Just
is
know that.
disrespectful.
Ignorance is
Again,
not. No, no, no. Don't say
again,
that, Rose. Because I'm gonna
that's
say
not
this.
what it
It's always
was.
good to have a conversation with people to get
Absolutely.
understanding. But correction is where the issue arises. Because if someone's telling you something is disrespectful, and you immediately tell them how just because you want to do it, it's okay, even though you're in their culture. Therefore, that's where the ignorance becomes a problem. That's when you become disrespectful, and that's what you were doing. You can't
Right.
talk over me in my own house.
You're right. You're right. And you know what? And I apologize if you felt that way, but that wasn't what I was trying to do. It said discussion. I was just trying to have a
You
discussion.
was trying.
That
You know what I mean?
that's what
At the end
that's
of
what
the
we're
day,
trying to
I
tell
just,
you.
I
Just
like
because
learning about history. I don't know enough about my own history, so I like to learn about my history. You see what I'm
Irish,
saying?
just
So it all it is
because
comes down to is learning, understanding, and just having an understanding. Again, I don't look at race. And I'm sorry that people do feel that way. And again, I was never a slave owner. Don't give two fucking shits about ancestors that were,
one,
because
Don't
it
be
ain't got nothing to
cursing.
do with me. I
Somebody said one of
apologize
them.
about that.
That's
I
yeah, sorry.
disrespectful.
apologize about
Hold
that.
on, y'all. Hold on. That's
But
disrespectful.
I just
Because
want to
hold
say,
on, no,
at
no,
the end of
no,
the day,
no,
I just
stop.
wanted
Shut
to,
up.
I was just
Shut
trying
up.
to say I
Shut
respect
up.
you guys.
Shut
That's
up.
all.
Because that's disrespectful to tell us you don't care about our ancestors and what they
No, no,
went
I
through.
don't
Because the
care
rip.
about
Hold on,
people
no,
that
that's
had
what you
anything to
said.
do with
Shut up.
me.
Shut up. Shut
Me.
up.
Shut
That had nothing to
up.
do with
Let
me.
We're
D
seeing
talk.
the hold on, y'all. We're seeing the remnants of what slavery has done to black people. And he gone, y'all don't let nobody tell y'all they don't care about y'all history. Cause y'all kids are literally being affected by the history that they refuse to correct.
Yep,
Look here, I don't know about
all
y'all, but I
day.
would have gone crazy if he would have said something about mine. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's typical. What up, Kay?
Okay, look at you.
What's
Funny
up?
as hell.
I'm just listening. I'm like, yeah, this man crazy as hell.
Thanks for having me up here.
And I
Jay
look
said, I'm ready.
crazy. So they saying something, right? That was crazy. That was crazy. I'm like, the
Yeah,
irony was blaring. I just
Man,
the
say he do whatever he
hypocrisy.
want to do.
yeah. That's
Say
why I
whatever
tell
he
you.
want to say.
I try to remind y'all that that whole hippie 1960s, Beatles hippie love type bullshit was really just neo-colonialism with makeup on. You
Yep.
know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
brother,
So,
I'm not gonna lie. I hate when people monologue because they always tend to get kicked every time they monologue about too much shit.
well, yeah, but especially when they made a mayonnaise. Um, all right, let's go to the next guest. Oh, actually, you're the next guest, Rose. Give us your age, race, and pronouns.
20, black, and that's it. Oh yeah, pronouns. I forgot. She, her.
All right, talk to us.
Should black culture be shared with non-black people? Fuck no. I mean, freak no. I'm
Please,
sorry.
yeah. All right.
I'm sorry. F1 in the comments, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't been on TikTok for a minute. Forgot about the rules. Does hip hop benefit the black community? I think some music does. I think some music doesn't. I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. I feel like back in the day music, because I listened to a lot of back in the day music, I feel like it benefited a lot. But nowadays music talking about, you know, pew pews and stuff like that, what you should do in certain situations, I don't think that that really benefits a lot because that's why young brothers and sisters get, unalive by it. So that's my take on it.
So, what has it done positive for the black community?
I feel like the positive that's done is when we have actual people like that like to talk about their real life and how they were able to get through it from the beginning to end and how they're doing right now. That's the reason why they became the way that they became right now and
We was
doing
doing
just
that before hip hop. If you want to hear about real life, listen to Curtis Mayfield.
you know
Curtis
what? My
Mayfield.
father actually listens to Curtis Mayfield.
He talk about real ass life.
But then
Um.
again, since I'm from New York, my parents have always raised me on like Big Pun, Big L, Biggie, Tupac, those music people. So it's different.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand that we have an emotional tie to the music. I'm just saying. It's been 50 years, y'all. Let's look at the entire, sunrise, and I think we're in the sunset of hip hop because this has been 2023 has been the first year where hip hop has lost part of its market share on music. So hip hop is actually for the first time ever declining. A lot because people are kind of over that whole gaudy lifestyle, and idolizing celebrities is kind of at an all-time low. But either way, yeah, what has hip hop done to benefit us? Has the impact made enough of a positive change that the intent was about? The intent
Nah.
was oh yeah, we doing this for y'all. Yeah, this is for the
Nope.
community, community, community. But like, where's
Person,
the impact? Like,
personally, if I know a lot of y'all gonna hate me for this, but I don't think it has made an impact. I feel like it's became more of a people because we have children that like to do what other people say and hear what other people want to do, like those type of shit. So it's, I mean, shoot, I mean, stuff. So it's like when we have children doing it because they've listened to it or because they were told to do something, it hurts. It cuts deep into certain situations.
I'm gonna say it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
And it had been worse. It's been worse. It's over sexualized our people. It's created gang and violence within our communities. I'm a huge Tupac fan, but I was the fan of the person that was into poetry, the artist, the creativity. But
Mm-hmm.
understand that I know how someone's riding the fence in regards to creating a negative thing. And if you go watch any of his bios, he talks about how he had all these men asking him, what's next? And he wasn't prepared for that conversation or how he could lead his people to things that would actually elevate black people. You have to understand that if the intellect is there, but you're using it in a negative way, you're harmful. You're hurting your people more than you're elevating your people. And now we have a community of music where you got non-black people feeling more entitled to say the N-word and to do the most harmful things to your community. And I use Cardi B as a prime example. And I'm going to say this, I hate her. I literally hate her. Because what I've seen is more non-black people feel entitled to say a word that is extremely offensive coming out of their mouths than anybody. Someone that has made ignorance and slutty, messy popular. And we have let people come in and destroy the original love, fun, and vibe of what hip hop and music was. Music used to tell a story. It was about telling the detriments of what's happening in your community. It was trying to lighten the issues that were in our community and trying to address it and bring, like, not even a level of positivity, but awareness. Brenda had a baby. You wonder why they call you shit. We seeing Sexy Red be the identity of what Tupac meant by you wonder why they call him you beat. Like, at the end of the day, what we seeing in music now has not led the black community anywhere but to hell. It
I
has
ain't
made
gonna
particular
lie.
people money, but it has done nothing to elevate my people. If anything, it has made drugs and war against our own people more popular. It is disgusting. And it's sad
I
because it's
I
talent.
you know what? I have to totally agree with D on this because not for everybody that's on here. Y'all probably don't know me, but when I get on here, I love when D talks because sometimes I can't really like say certain things because I curse a lot. So D rephrases it for me every time I come up here, and she's always saying what I'm saying, but I'm saying it more of like I'm less intelligent than what she is. So I'm gonna give a round of applause to D, but I'm gonna definitely agree
That's
with that.
intelligent. Don't say it like that. Everybody's has an explanation a different way. So what it is I don't know how you interact with other people, but I've worked in a lot of different fields. I've worked at it for attorneys. I've worked in any kind of criminal field you could think of, and I've always had some form of communication. It's just different, and it ain't no lack of education. Don't you ever say that about yourself.
facts.
I miss you, D. I missed you all. I swear, God.
Well, today, y'all, we talking about hip hop. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate you helping me reach the gift goal. Don't forget to keep tapping like. We're trying to get to 50K likes. Y'all been doing a great job so far. That's why I ain't saying nothing. Appreciate you, Ia. Appreciate you, Francesca. Um, yeah. Today we talking about hip hop. Hip hop is 50 years old,
Yep.
and we just
Well,
taking a long,
can I say something on that
taking a
too?
long, hard look at it. Yeah, absolutely. Taking a long, hard look at the effects of hip hop on our community. Okay, go ahead, talk to us.
I wanted to say, and I'm not trying to say that it's, I don't disagree with y'all, but I also just wanted to look at, like, in essence, like what music was for us historically. It was a form of self expression, creativity, freedom. And now, since I don't want to say it's been hijacked, but I feel like it also kind of mirrors the separation we have when we look at other things, like how we were speaking about feminism yesterday. Like, in essence, when it was created, it was for something good and positive, right? Like, in
Right.
essence, it is good, right? It was gonna be great,
Yeah.
but down the line somewhere we lost it,
Yep.
right? Like, I don't want to damn the brothers and sisters that are these artists that are trying to make a dollar. They live in this world. They're not as educated or want to be informed to make that decision. I don't want to fault them,
Yeah.
but on some degree they have to understand the detriment that they do cause to some people, because a lot of people cannot discern between reality and false media. They literally conflate the two. They conflate their reality to what they see on TV, and that's really what messed people up. Like, if it was a separation between how we want to express ourselves and not acting on that, I could say that, hip hop does elevate us, but the fact that we cannot separate fantasy and reality is scary to me, because, again, like, looking at how the younger generation is and they get a lot of exposure to this, like, it is very damaging. I mean, to quote one of the greatest people who said it in the music himself, Lupe Fiasco, like, he had a song called Be Bad, and it literally talks about how the system will let a child be in the indoctrination, even, again, when they don't think so, because, like, his lyrics would say, you're riding around with your mama and she's singing a song, she's calling herself the B word, right? And he starts to connotate this in his mind with a positive attribute to herself, right? He's like, oh, my mama's a bad B, right? That's a good word, right? But in the other side of that neighborhood, there's a young woman, a young black woman, who's watching the same internet unfiltered, very malleable, and they're looking at this and they're seeing this rapper. He got this fine woman in there and she doing everything, and I want to be just like her, and I want to please him as the rapper and do what they say, right? And these children grow up in this world, and he will pertain to his mama in a positive connotation with the expression bad B, and the child will try to emulate that, the black woman, but he will look at her and be like, wait a minute. Like, my mom was a bad bee, but she didn't come out the house dressed like that. She didn't come out the house looking like that. It's like, it's so convoluted now that even if there was some positive uplifting, like, we get Andre 3000 with this type of music he wants to release as a black man, but it gets pooped on because people are like, oh, this is corny. This is not what we
I ain't going
like.
front. That flute was that was wild corny to me, but
I mean,
I
but
don't.
it's
Man,
just
it was like you
still,
was playing.
still.
We used to play them recorders. It's like,
Yeah,
wait,
I mean, yeah,
I
Eddie,
mean, what?
yeah,
I mean, but I
yeah,
understand. It's
yeah. But you
meditation music,
see,
I
it's
guess.
like we
Yeah,
still
but Craig,
criticize the other expression. That's why I'm saying music too, as a whole. It's like
yeah.
we do not have a place in it because they wanted to take it over, and then they manipulate
exactly.
it into what they want it to be. We don't have a place in music almost anymore.
Right?
Even Andre 3000 can't even play his flute without people taking it to a negative place. I be like, bruh, they don't even got to give you people words, and you will say the words for them. It's just, it speaks volumes.
A black man
Wait,
or black
have
woman that's an
y'all
artist will
seen?
get love and respect as an artist, but as a human being, no credit, no acknowledgement, and no respect. I'm gonna say a black man particularly. They will love that black man as long as he is jucking and jiving. But
Yep.
as soon as he wants to stand on his own too, no.
Wait, I got a question because I don't know how. Okay, because D, you know how you said you didn't like Cardi B, right? I don't like
Yes.
Suki. I don't like Sukiana. And I don't know why Shorty hasn't been canceled yet. I don't know why, but I don't know if y'all seen that video of her in a music video, and then she was, putting her butt on a kid. I don't know if y'all seen that, but I'm surprised she wasn't canceled for that because everybody gonna cancel a man if he did that to a woman, but we ain't gonna cancel her because
You're
she's too popular like Sexy Red.
not
You
gonna get
ain't can't.
canceled
That's
because the
so
people that's
disgusting.
over that weirdos, they got weirdo mindset, so they're not gonna cancel. When anytime anything that's in Hollywood that's backwards, it's gonna be well supported. So anything, so she ain't got to worry about it.
the
She got
negative
That's
black
this.
women are being
right.
pushed to the forefront. You're not seeing talent right now. You're seeing trash being pushed. It makes you look. And I say this, and people gonna get offended by this. But colorism is a real thing. Why is it the two dark-skinned black women, not to say if they're talent or talentless, are pushed to the front with the most nastiest, disgusting, over-sexualized, just what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say managed, but it's not even managed. It's so vulgar and dirty.
That's a
But every
fact.
other artist, think about
Yeah,
it. Think about it. The system is playing itself. It's just they're playing a part in it. They're a pawn in this effed
yeah.
up game.
I talk about that all the time, man. I talk about that stuff. Oh, I got a homegirl.
Can I say
Well,
something?
she don't like for me to really bring it up, but she's starting to see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it is a difference. It's a privilege. I mean, it's there. It ain't. I mean, like I told her. I mean, it ain't your fault, but it's just the way it's been set up. I mean, you can't help your skin tone, but it's just how, like D said, they make even though they do provocative stuff, they still put a limit on the lighter sisters. They still kind of like make them look a little more decent. Even though they're doing derogatory stuff, they still got a little bit more decency than somebody who ain't of that same complexion.
Look,
It's like they let them press the gas all the way through for derogatory. They're not as light. And that's just truth. That's just the truth. That's just real talk. If you sit it, like she said, if you pay attention, you'll see it. I mean, I'll wait and I want to answer the questions, but I heard the dude say he want to say something.
Wait, we can't. I can't
Yeah,
hear you,
yeah.
brother.
Um,
Oh, I can't hear you, brother.
can I? That was in my go. Can I talk?
I can't hear you, brother. No, I can't hear you.
Oh, we can't. We talking about the host.
Yeah,
yeah, host, we can't hear
Yeah,
you.
we can't hear
we
you,
can't
brother.
hear you.
The mic down, baby.
Might have to reconnect that. Or
But go ahead, sir.
I
That
still
said he
can't hear
wants to
you.
say something while he getting his mic
All right.
together. Go ahead,
No.
man.
Although,
Oh
like, oh,
no, we
nah, we
still
still
can't
can't
hear you.
hear you.
Nah. Uh.
So,
He said, "Damn, look, let me narrate. We can
Wait,
read your
brother,
lips."
this helps. Brother, this helps. Turn off your phone. Turn off your phone and then turn it back on.
It
What?
was
He
gonna
said
pause
Why
on
and
the
get
did
us
the
live?
live
riled.
go go
Yeah. If
off?
he turns off the phone and turns it back on, it might work because it
He
works on mine.
You think you're gonna save the live though?
Yeah, it's still gonna save it. We still on
Okay.
here. He
Okay.
just has to turn it
yeah,
off. It's pretty
so
much like a phone call.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay,
say
go ahead.
I'm gonna answer the questions, and I want to get into one thing that you touched on with the female rap. So I want
Well,
to say
what's
that
your? Hold on, hold
when
on.
y'all say
What's your
black
age,
culture,
race, and pronoun?
I'm
Age, race, and
34.
pronouns.
I'm 34. I'm black, and I'm him. He.
Hey, go ahead.
All right, so um, but I just wanted to ask: does anybody know when he says black culture, is he talking about black culture throughout the diaspora in a whole, or American, African American black culture?
Diaspora. Diaspora.
Diaspora.
We
I
all
mean,
black.
it's that's complicated to me because I feel like it gets gentrified all over the place. When you think of, I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican. Both of my parents come from the slave houses of my islands. And when you think of salsa, merengue, bachata, you just think of Spanish when it's really black. When you think of our
There we
foods,
go.
our choirs, it's all black. So our cultures, it's kind of hard. Like throughout the diaspora, a lot of things is really black that people don't really that they don't get accounted for because people are always digging in our culture. When it comes to African American culture, I think specifically that's a culture that really was like kept cultivated from the ground up, and it's the most influential culture in the world. Like period. Like I think
I
it
know,
has
I
the
know what
biggest
you're talking
impact.
about. I know what you're talking about
So
because I'm Puerto Rican, so I know what you're talking about.
yeah, so I feel like when it comes to black culture,
Y'all hear me?
and
Yeah.
I never want to start like a diaspora war because we all black. But I feel like a lot of people throughout the diaspora, and this is including my people too, like Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, they come out from their place to this country, and they really go along with the propaganda of how the media paints you and still tries to put themselves in proximity to whiteness or to colonialism. And I think like black culture in itself, like when I ask a lot of people or when I have conversations with my counterparts, so like African Americans, they'd be like, "Oh, but you got culture," and in my head is like, "Yeah, I got the biggest culture in the world, the most influential culture in the world, African Americans in itself." But it doesn't seem that way because everybody's like, like I think I do need to gatekeep that specifically. But if you're talking about black culture in general, it's hard. Like we all get like it's hard, like because everybody got their hands in it. Yeah, we need to gatekeep it. I think the better question is how. because everybody's trying to claim things. Nobody gives the credit to black people. Like I said, I could name several things that is the national genre of music of Puerto Rico is bomba y plena. It's not salsa. We made popular salsa popular, but bomba y plena is very Afrocentric. Salsa is from is
You
Yoruba
know what's
too.
interesting to what you're saying, brother? You'll never find a piece of African art from ancient Africa with a signature on it. You'll never find
Right.
an artist's signature on any ancient African piece. And the reason is because we would make things not just for aesthetic and vanity. We would actually make things because it gave off an energy, like they had a spiritual connection to our art. So our all of our art had meaning, and so we even do that today. That's why everyone gravitates towards black culture, because you know,
Yeah.
from the way we sag our pants to the way we speak, all of this came from
Somebody needs to mute up,
a
y'all. Somebody
reason.
mute up. It's
Yeah, somebody
echoing.
gotta stay muted. So yeah, everything comes from something else. It signifies something in our culture. So um I just think that's wild, because that makes our culture the easiest to steal, ever since Africa, you know.
And I just want to touch on this because speaking on people appropriating our culture or gentrifying our culture, like I felt what D said about Cardi B. She's Dominican like myself, but is and she's black too, but she's not African American, and there's difference in ethnicity and culture. And I think
Wait,
like
no,
it's
no,
easier for
wait,
a
because she's been
Latina
on.
or
Wait, pause, because she's been on an interview that she has said that she's not black, she's
Not black.
Dominican,
no, yeah,
and
yeah.
when
I'm not
she,
saying
No,
what
and
she
no.
identifies as. I'm saying what she is, but that's part of my point. My point is that, like it's other people get a pass. This is why, like like when y'all talk about Zuki and Sexy Red, like me personally, I'm not gonna judge a black woman before I hold the black man accountable, because they've been doing it way before females. And I'm not trying to do a war thing, but it's hard for me to be mad at what Suki's doing when Cardi gets applauded for it, when Iggy Azalea gets applauded for it, when most male rappers been saying worse and being a part of the contribution to mass incarceration before female rap. So it's hard for me to look at them
Can
and
I give
with
you a
a
perspective,
bad.
brother? I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but you making me like you bringing things out of me. So I'm just want to say this real quick, just to add to your point. You know why Suki Red, Sexiana, Sukiana, Sexy Red, and like Glorilla, who else? There's a bunch of Scar Lip,
Right.
what's the girl with the
wait,
afro? I forgot her
yeah, I'm
name.
about to say that. Oh, Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. You know why they all popping right now? You know why it's like a wave of women? It's because I've been in some of these. I've been in the music industry for a decade, and I've sat in some of these meetings. I'll tell you right now, black men have become high risk in the music business, especially after 2020. A lot of it in 2020 and 2019, they're starting to see that y'all are either overdosing, Juice World, a bunch of people, either overdosing, y'all are getting unalived, or your whole career starts to look a little different when told on yourself or something. I'm sorry, my wife in there yelling. I don't know what I can't hear you, Jess, but but yeah, that's what I'm saying is the men have become high risk. Oh yeah, getting locked up, right? That's the other thing. Yeah, getting locked up, unalived, overdosing. All of that makes black men high risk, and it's less high risk with the women. You're not gonna see that happen with them,
Right.
and so they look at them like investments, like products.
Yeah, I do think that I don't see any. There's been no major contributions from hip hop to the black community. I don't see that at all. I don't like I was watching that video clip with Dr. Umar, and it made so much sense to me. It's like they didn't invest in schools, hospitals, nothing personal. There's so much that they could put, and like he said, it's $1 billion industry. Like, there's so much they could have done with that. We should, like he said, we should have had multiple Black Wall Streets already. But so I agree with that, and I do agree that it contributes to mass incarceration. It contributes to what I'm saying, to a lot of like the AIDS epidemic, a lot of things. But I want to say something that real fast, and this is the last thing because I probably I could go on about this. I don't want to take too much time up. But
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting. Like I remember Tyrese, he was talking about how he had put out at this time of the year. I can't remember what year was it. Maybe like 2006, 2004. Him and Justin Timberlake put out an album at the same time. His was like soul music. And I remember him complaining like, "Yo, like my albums did way more numbers selling, but it didn't chart because it got no airplay." And I really feel like there's an agenda because when you think of now, it's prominent now, but it wasn't back then. Hip hop wasn't number one; it was always pop or something. But like black music that was more positive, like soul music, outsold hip hop at a certain time, and yet you didn't hear it on the radios as much. It wasn't popular music, and I think it's because these executives have an agenda to push this propaganda and this image of the black people in America. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna push that music, and now you're hearing more artists say that now that they're saying they're signing, you know, things that they can't rap about certain things, or they need to push this more because this sells more, rap about this agenda more. And I think it really is an agenda to push that image on the black American. And it's that like I think even and again I hate starting the diaspora wars, but even out of like black people out of America, they come here and still look down on African Americans because there's a image pushed on them through the media. They have this perception, this wrong depiction. I remember when I was young, I was dating Dominican shorty, and her mom comes, her brother got a Game Boy next to me, and she's like, "Yo, vélalo porque tú sabes los morenos son pillo." That translates to watch them because you know black people like to steal. She ain't know that I was you know, Latino.
I heard that before. I actually heard that before.
Yeah, you know, so and my head at the time I was kind of just I was young, just interested in the cat, so I ignored it, whatever. But I remember having a conversation with her mom, and she's like, "Yo, you know, for a black dude, like you really respectful, well put together. You know, what I mean, I like you for my daughter." And I was like, "Yo, you got black friends? You know any black people?" She's like, "Yeah, I know black people. I got black friends." I'm like, "Are they like bad people? They hurt you any type of way?" She's like, "No." So I'm like, "Where you getting this depiction of black people from?" And she's still quiet. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, is
So
they
that's
come here already with these pre notions. This is why, like, when you ever hear these black people arguing about reparations, notice the ones that's always against black improvement in America are people throughout the diaspora, and it's because they don't really truly understand the history. They don't take their time to understand the history, even though they're here off of the backs and the liberations of black people here, making it possible for them to come here and reap the benefits. But they don't even try to get it. But they wanna criticize, like. So this is why I feel like as an ally, as an Afro Latino, I'm always gonna educate my people. I know, you know what I mean? I know my place, but
I heard that.
let
yeah,
me
that's
say
what
this though. I'm gonna say this. So you need to do a little bit more research on your girl because both of her parents and then both of her grandparents, where's the African ancestry? So I don't say things just to say it. On top of that, there's an interview with her husband. He does not call her black. There's an interview that she's done. She's done like 3 different interviews, even in regards to the N word, where she's been interviewed by Vlad and what she speaks about in regards to that. I know I shouldn't be saying it. It's bad. When I say that she ain't black, go do your research on her family and then come back and talk about it. Because Dominican is a place. There are indigenous Dominican people. You know, you from there. There
yeah,
are indigenous people. There are whitey. You can be in
yeah,
Dominican, be black. You can be everything in between. But when we sit here and we put her on our community, ain't nobody finna put somebody on my community that's detrimental to my community. And they
right.
don't stand with my community. She even stood outside of a club and the black women were saying, "Cardi B, they not letting the black people in." And she gonna say, "Let these black women in. Let these black people in." What? Okay. But yeah, that's not black. Don't
She
put that
said
on
she
her.
was in an interracial relationship. I was like baffled.
That part. She said she don't date her own. She said, "I don't date my race. I like to date outside my race." I have the whole interview. I can see. I did my research. I'm telling you,
Now,
she
you,
ain't
you
black.
may be right. What I meant by that is that there's a lot of us that are black that look just like you, that just look just like the host, and they'll
People
tell you
post
I'm
my
not
little
black, and they
cousins that
want
look
to
just
Yeah,
like Kate and
because of the
but
Rose.
logos.
he's saying no. Both of y'all are right because what he's saying is she got the ingredients. She don't got the mindset. So she black, but she not black because she ain't claiming it. So
She
we
ain't
can't.
black. That's what I'm
Right?
saying.
No, you're right. You're
Period.
right. She not. We don't need her joining us. But
I'm
you
saying
know,
he's talking about her ancestry. I'm saying go look up her family. I did. That's
yeah,
my
she
whole
not.
point. She don't have
Oh wait,
that.
so you
Go
saying
find
she
the
don't?
African.
Wait, so you saying she don't got no black family members?
No, go find the African ancestry. I looked up her daddy, her mom, her mom's parents, and her dad's parents. Her
Oh
dad
snap!
was like he's fucking Italian, but there's something else. Like go look them up. I can send it to you. Like,
Dang, I didn't know that.
go find the African
Could be
ancestry and then come
right
back and
So
talk
she,
to
I
because
thought
me.
she was Trinidadian.
it ain't a race. We do come in all different colors, and I try to emphasize that because then
What did I just say?
you got a lot of white T Latinos that come in and try to appropriate black culture too because they're like, oh, we mix. Like, nah, you not, you can't. You know what I mean? So I get what she's
Is
saying.
Fat Joe black too?
Um, it's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's you
His
know,
son love the N-word.
he not gonna claim it at all. So
Nah,
you
he
know what I'm
claimed
saying.
it. He
But
claimed
was
it.
on my
if he did claim it, it would be different. But he ain't never gonna claim.
he
If you
said
look at
He
Puerto
claimed
Rico,
it.
if you look at Puerto Rico back in the 30s, they was all dark skinned
All
black
black.
folks.
All black. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
know.
so
My family in
we
Puerto Rico
know
is all
Fat
black.
Joe's
go
grandparents
watch
is
Fat
from there.
Joe interview on Breakfast Club so you can die
Nah, don't
laughing.
bring up
Well,
Fat
yeah,
Joe because Fat
he
Joe's
claimed
not even
black.
Puerto Rican.
What he?
No, he's
He claimed black.
Cuban.
He
Fat Joe
said,
is
when he was saying
Cuban.
that
He
we got a lot of
Cuban.
African culture, and he was like, we black.
Fat Joe is Cuban, but
All
since
right,
he hung
Cubans are
around with
Africans too, though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it's like
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
in him. It's just he's so probably removed from it. He not on that, you know. So
no,
he
the
Go,
just
only reason
brother. Just go
why
watch the
Fat
interview. You
Joe
gonna holler. You gonna holler.
wait, the only reason why Fat Joe always like pretty much like everybody always thought that he was Puerto Rican was because he always hung around with Big Pun, and Big Pun is Puerto Rican. He
Big
always
Pun his
talked about his
brother.
island.
Ain't that his
Yeah,
brother?
he calls him his brother, but like my mom went to school with Fat Joe's cousin, and
Yeah.
my mom found out that Fat Joe was really Cuban, and then years later, everybody ended up knowing that he was
He
Cuban.
said he was Cuban though. So he did used to say he was Cuban. I
No,
thought
I
he
he
got
mean,
a
never said
rhyme.
he was
I thought he got a
Cuban.
rhyme where he says he Cuban though.
He
No.
I don't
never
think
he
y'all
never
understand
said
how
he
many
was
black
Cuban.
folks is in Cuba. Cuban culture is all black. Like the Cuban music y'all know is called Afro-Cuban jazz. Like it's Cuban culture is all black as hell. It's black
Yeah,
as
why you
hell.
saying that about blood?
Gizzy Gillespie, like you're talking about the old
Yeah,
jazz players, like
that's why
that's
Fat
all
Joe
black.
identifies with black. He did say that on the Breakfast Club. He was like, my whole culture is black. My whole culture is African.
Yeah.
Watch the interview, brother, so you can laugh.
I gotta see, yeah, I gotta see what you're talking about though. But
Wait, he
I,
sent it to me too.
I don't
I
got
wanted
that
it
all right,
much.
to.
y'all, we got more people up here that
Oh,
didn't get a
my
chance to
bad.
talk yet.
Just
Tanya, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns, please?
oh,
Hold on, Peanut, we coming.
Hello?
Hey, sister, could you give us your age, race, and pronouns?
Yes, hi, good evening. My age is 50. My race is black. I'm a black woman. Pronouns her, she.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to answer the first question. Should the black culture be shared with other non-black people? Um, no, that's a no for me. It shouldn't be shared, but if it's gonna be shared, they should know how to share it and use it and not try to take it over, I'm guessing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just guessing. And then the other question is, does hip hop benefit the black community? Hip hop did. It's this rap, gangster rap that don't. And the things and all that, that's what don't benefit the black community, but hip hop did. I was back in when hip hop started and it was more positive words and
I agree.
positive uplifting and but this
Mm-hmm.
now is more of we're downing each other every time we turn around. It's a song about I hate you and we all black. I'm gonna kill you and we all black. So I don't
Please
think
don't
the
say the
rap
K
up.
word,
I'm
please.
sorry, unalive. I this is TikTok, this.
F1, y'all. F1.
Please F1. I'm sorry, but the unalive, it's just too much for our community, and this is why I feel like today's rap, no. Hip hop, yes, and I believe hip hop and rap are two different type of genres, if I'm not mistaken, of music. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but to me,
Hip hop, I think is the over encompassing like culture, and rap is like a style of hip hop.
okay.
But yeah. So I would say it started off in a very pro-black, um, positive space. I don't know if that's enough to say it benefited the community, but I can say I don't know. I'm
It was
struggling to
more
see.
positive.
It was
To
more
me, it was
positive,
more
absolutely,
positive.
right?
It was more
But
positive.
did it help our liberation in some way? Like when we talk
Um,
about benefiting the black community, you gotta remember this
mhm.
brother Legends live. So
Yes.
we talking about building an institution. We talking about, you know, a hospital, factory, you know, school, grocery store, you know, bringing black folks together to, you know, have food and provisions for our children and thinking
Mhm.
long term black goals, what we're trying to do in our community. Did it
But if
help
you
push us towards that, or was it just a nice distraction?
putting it that way, no, I'm gonna say no then because it's something that could have happened if they had to use their money wisely instead of just being flashy or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. We could have had all those things. Yes, we could have, but the material possessions took over the brain and the way everybody looked
Mm-hmm.
and seen the world. So I guess no. Then I guess I have to
Mm-hmm.
say no to benefiting our community. I'm just gonna say it could have and it should have. And it's really not too late not to bring up Ti and that drama, but you see what he just did, you know, with the apartment complex. We could back from the beginning of hip hop to the now millionaires, billionaires. We could have so much, but it's a
Yeah.
selfish thing that we
Yeah.
look at and that we do. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I appreciate you letting me come in.
Yeah.
I want
Appreciate
to
you.
say it's
Mm-hmm.
very interesting if you hear the backstory to how Ti even started buying properties. He actually gave some money to a family member. It was one of his cousins or his uncle. I can't remember. He ran through his money, brother, and then turned around and the cousin was he getting out, he buying all these properties, he got money. So he had to loan some money from him and say, how you still got money and I done went through mine? And he say, oh, I can show you, come on, let's do it together. And showed him how to flip houses. And they started flipping houses ever since. So it's
Wow.
wild that even the idea that in our community, how money is handled is so
Mm-hmm.
rare. But he got lucky to have a family member that was ready to invest and flip that money. So yeah, you're
Hmm.
right about
Very.
that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Man,
Well,
I
that's
got
D.
good.
I got a
That's
question.
good.
I got a real life question. I know y'all probably gonna come at me for this, but I do got a question because I really do. For the first question, should black culture be shared with non-black people? I would say that there's only one person that I think has outgrown me a little bit, and I really liked back in the day was Eminem. If y'all want, if y'all
He can go.
he can go, but what I'm saying is just that. Do you think that he was iconic, or do you think the way that
No.
he looked was
He's
iconic?
white and it's 70% of the population is white.